The email arrived at 9 a.m. sharp. The subject line was cold and personal, urgent meeting. My heart sank. I was the first employee at this tech startup, employee number 1. I poured 5 years of my life into it, working weekends, pulling all-nighters, treating it like my own child. I walked into the conference room, and there he was, Mark, the CEO I had once called a friend. He didn't even make eye contact. He just slid a manila folder across the polished table. Alex, he started, his voice devoid of any warmth. The board has decided to restructure. Your position is being eliminated, effective immediately. I was stunned. Restructure, Mark. I built the entire sales department from scratch. Our revenue has tripled in the last 2 years because of my team. He finally looked at me, a flicker of annoyance in his eyes. The numbers are good, Alex, but we need a different direction, someone with a more corporate background. It's not personal. It's just business. Just business. I thought of the Christmases I missed, the birthdays I celebrated with a laptop instead of family. So, 5 years of my life means nothing. I helped you build this company from your garage, Mark. He sighed, leaning back in his chair. Look, we're grateful for your early contributions, but we're playing in the big leagues now. We'll give you a standard severance package. Security will escort you out. That was it. 5 years erased in 5 minutes. I felt a cold rage build inside me, but I kept my composure, stood up, and walked out without another word. Walking home, I felt like a ghost. The city I helped build a business in suddenly felt alien. The first few weeks were a blur of anger and despair. I sent out resumes, but my heart wasn't in it. Every rejection felt like another confirmation of Mark's words. I was just an early contributor, a relic of the past. But then, something shifted. The anger started to burn into fuel. He said it was just business. Fine, I'll make it my business. I started digging. I knew the company's weaknesses, the cracks in the foundation that I had always tried to patch up. The aggressive expansion Mark was pushing for was burning through cash at an alarming rate. They were overextended, vulnerable. I reached out to my network, all clients, industry contacts, anyone who would listen. I found an old mentor, a seasoned investor named Sarah. I laid out my entire plan on her office table. They're a house of cards. I told her, my voice shaking with conviction. Mark is a visionary, but a terrible operator. He's prioritizing vanity projects over sustainable growth. With the right leadership and a strategic cash infusion, we can not only save the company but make it 10 times more profitable. Sarah listened intently, her eyes never leaving mine. She grilled me for hours, poking holes in my plan, but I had an answer for everything finally. She leaned back and smiled. I like your fire, Alex. Mark's mistake wasn't firing you. His mistake was underestimating you. Let's do it. Let's buy the company. The next 6 months were a whirlwind. We quietly started acquiring shares, using a holding company to mask our identity. Mark was too busy enjoying the high life to notice. The sharks circling. The company's performance continued to slide, just as I had predicted. The stock price plummeted. When we finally had a controlling stake, the board called an emergency meeting. I walked into that same conference room, but this time I wasn't the one being summoned. I took the seat at the head of the table. Mark stared at me, his face pale, a mixture of shock and disbelief. Alex, what are you doing here? I smiled, a slow, deliberate smile. It's just business, Mark, I said, echoing his own words back at him. The new ownership has decided to restructure, and your position as CEO is being eliminated. The color drained completely from his face. Started to sputter, something about loyalty, about betrayal. I held up a hand, but I continued. I am a believer in second chances. I know this company better than anyone. There's a junior sales position opening up. It doesn't pay much, and you'll be reporting to someone I hired 3 years ago. but it's a chance to learn the business from the ground up. The silence in the room was deafening. Mark just stared at me, his jaw slack, the architect of his own downfall. He finally just shook his head and walked out a broken man. That day, I learned the most valuable lesson. Success isn't just about building something. It's about having the strength to reclaim what is rightfully yours. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.